Next, we have reports of officials. Sergeant Andy Green, LPD, regarding social media.
Good evening. I was asked to come and address council and talk a little bit about the social media program that we have over at the police department. I just want to start out by saying it's going pretty well. We've been really busy with it, and we're looking to grow the program throughout the next coming year. We launched in 2012, November of 2012. We started with just Facebook. And we followed after that with Twitter, and now we've got all kinds of stuff going on that you'll be able to see as soon as you get your handout in front of you. So on the second page of your handout, you'll see that these are the current platforms that we're operating on with social media. Currently our main two are Facebook and Twitter. With Facebook, we currently have 15,887 followers. With Twitter, behind with 4,608 followers as of right before I came into this meeting. But we are also using Pinterest, Instagram. Both of those we're using to post photos, and what we like to do with those is we're looking for positive stories that we can share with the public about what's going on at the police department. The news media picks up on a lot of what we do, but some of it is just maybe not something that would be newsworthy, but we think it's important for the public to hear what we're doing on a daily basis. So I look around for a lot of positive things that we're doing and try to share those. Both of our Pinterest and Instagram feeds are linked to our Facebook page. So if you're not a member of either one of those, you can see them on Facebook. Another one we use is Nixle. That's an emergency text alert system. That's a free system to us. It's used to send out text and email alerts to people who are subscribed. If anybody wanted to subscribe to that and is not currently subscribed, all you have to do is text the word Lima Police to 888-777. Another thing we use is YouTube. We post videos on there. We use Blogger, which is a blog where we will post longer posts and then link to them. So we have a lot going on, a lot of different platforms that we're using. The next page you'll see is the trend of Facebook followers that we have. On Facebook, they call them likes. You can see that it's a steady increase over the last month. Again, we're right at 15,800. On the right-hand side, you'll see that just this week, we've reached 76,477 people. That's within the past 7 days with just the posts that we've done. The next page we have, this shows the followers that we have on Facebook, and it breaks them down by demographic. And I use this tool to be able to make sure that we're reaching the audience that we want to reach. Currently, our most active users that follow us on Facebook are women between the age of 25 and 34 years old. So that's important for us to know. So that tells us who we're reaching. If I were to look at this and see that our followers were primarily children, I would see that we probably need to change our message and be able to reach the audience that we're looking for. The next one you'll see is where we're reaching. Well, I think it's really important to grow our follower base, and you'll see some agencies across the country that have huge numbers of people who follow them. We're not up there quite that high yet. However, with our ranking, it's important to let you know that we are currently number 9 in the nation for Facebook followers for a police agency our size. But if you see that Lima, Ohio ranks at the top of our followers with or our people that we've reached, not followers, but over 20,000. If we were reaching other communities before ours, it wouldn't be a good thing. So we're reaching the audience that we want to reach. I just wanted to go over a couple of posts that we've put out there. Back in September, you remember we had the prison escape. And we put a post out there. It immediately became very popular. We were followed, the Lima Police Department was followed for information about that. We gathered all the information we released from the State Highway Patrol, who was pushing it out, and then we retweeted it and reshared it. And our goal was to inform the public of what was going on and also of the potential dangers, and also to seek any tips we were able to be able to locate them. The next page shows how our followers grew during that time. Within just a few short hours, we doubled our Facebook followers and got up to around 14,000 just in that one night. That first post that I showed you that showed the photos of the two escapees, that post reached 1.1 million people overnight. They weren't just from Lima, obviously. We reached people in the Chardon, Ohio area, which is where that original crime took place. This was important to them. They were looking to our Facebook page to gather information. It also reached worldwide. I was contacted that night by news agencies from across the country as well as around the world. The next one shows trending topics on Twitter that happened that night. You see the top 3 trends were TJ Lane, Chardon, and Lima. And that was in the Cleveland, Ohio area. The next page shows just an idea of the type of post we put out there. This is the top post we had in the last 3 months. It was a 10-second video. It was of the warehouse fire in October. It was shot from the roof of the police department. It reached 94,000 people in just a few hours. We like to use our Facebook, Twitter feeds, and all the other things we do. We try to identify people that are suspected of crimes. This post that you have in front of you was a video that we posted about the Fat Jacks robbery. That was this month. You can see that it was viewed by 35,000 people. It's good. It's good to put that kind of stuff out there, video and pictures. It draws a lot of attention, and our hope is to be able to identify them. At this time, we've still not identified them, but that video is still out there. The next one with these bicycles is a good story that I wanted to share. And back on August the 2nd, the photos that you see on the left of that bicycle and trailer were sent to us by a citizen who had that bicycle and trailer stolen. It was stolen from their front porch. It belonged to her and their autistic child. They were very upset. They wanted the bike back. They sent us pictures. I posted it to our Facebook page. It got a lot of attention. The next day, on August the 3rd, a citizen of Lima contacted us and asked us to put him in contact with the victim, and he ended up donating a bicycle to the family. We took it out there for him and gave it to him, but he donated it. Then a few weeks later, because of the photos that were posted on Facebook, we were able to recover the actual bike and trailer in the same condition that it was stolen, and that was also given back to the family. The next couple of pictures that I have on there are just some positive stories that we've shared recently. The first one is of an officer changing a tire for a citizen. It's not something that you would see on WLIO, but it's something that's important for us to put out there because it shows that our officers will do more than go out and write citations and make arrests. They do care about the community. The officer that did this happens to be standing in the back of the room right now, so you can give him a hard time if you want to. The next one is a photo that was taken at our Coffee with a Cop event, and it shows these are 2 ACSO deputies on horseback going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. So it's a positive thing that shows, and it just shows kind of the lighter side of law enforcement. And then the last photo I have for you is of Major Baker with a child, also at that same Coffee with a Cop event. And again, the purpose of this type of thing is just to show the human side of the police department, show a lighter side of the police department. That is all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
Mr. President. Mr. Lowe.
I appreciate this. I do have one question. This is not to sound negative, but this is to let individuals at home know what would happen. What happens when you get false information from an individual that says this is going on here and they're constantly posting? Do you get that?
We get a lot of tips, mainly through private message, and some of those we have not been able to corroborate, but we do take all information that we receive and we attempt to verify it. So I'm not sure exactly what type of situations you're saying, but we've had, we get a lot of drug complaints. We get complaints of vehicles that have been parked for weeks at a time. But what we do is we try to verify all of that information. We don't act just on the tip alone. We try to verify it also.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Love. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.